Ah, oh, that's hot. That's hot.
Deadly nightshade and grotesque smiles. Our circle of horror honeys will make you bow. With every show and post, our fan base will grow. Come one, come all, and join the show. And with everyone's dissolution, we will cut the crown. We shall waltz around with me and Mina singing a song. And don't forget the ghost in the corner, Bathsheba. And sitting at the table of terror, we got Dame Saturday and Mary P. sitting around. Now don't be mistaken on who has the crown. Come one, come all to the show of ages. Their time is now. With every word a chill runs down, scarier than a shed full of tools, with people being fools, as if the moon was red and a vampiric masquerade was full of dread. The Horror Honeys are not to fret. They can bring a showstopper full of wonder, like a pirate's plunder, every word captivating. It gotta make you ponder why it fills you with such fright, with all of the Horror Honeys waltzing through the night.
Dezombified.
Oh,
Wait. Oh, Skream! Okay, she does. And there we are. There we are.
Hi, how's everybody doing this holiday season? Great to see you, my dear Deadites. Brought to you by Dezombified on the Horror Honeyz. Well, ever wondered about why we give each other gifts, why we decorate our houses with holly, why we always, have the reindeer worship that big fat man? Well, all those are going to be revealed on this very show. And I cannot do it alone without Mina, the undead ballerina.
And with me and Dame Saturday today is the horror honey of 1,000 creepypastas, who is, I don't know, she's Skinwalker today?
Something.
She's giving me that look.
I don't know what I am. I'm just here. And of course, we can't forget about delicious with the little sprinkles. It's a pretty little sprinkles made of sugar. It's Dame Saturday.
No, I don't want to give you a huge hug right now.
KW Echo, have fun. Thank you for stopping in. Please drop a like. It's going to a birthday party or a Christmas birthday party. Oh.
Yay!
Oh, yay!
No music, it seems. So we're working on that. Astro Betty, hi. You're chasing me down, aren't you? Our family holiday traditions are pretty typical. We get together, have food, tell the same old stories from our childhood over and over every year. That's fun. Yeah. Actually, that is fun.
Any more unique traditions? Put them in the chat box. We love to see them.
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what you did that. The question of the day, as we said. Hi, Reaper. Have a good day at work. Thank you. And Of course I will. It's been a while since I've been in one of your streams, even longer since I've heard Dame's high-pitched voice. ATW. I'm sure she liked that. Reaper, have a good day at work. Talk to you later. Dame was on a podcast this week.
Yes, from the Chambers of Horror, and check it out.
I'm going to drop that link in the chat. There we go.
Yay!
That's where it's at. And let's see. Our question of the day is, what's your family traditions through the holidays? Doesn't have to be Christmas, or send me the link in the carnival. Okay, I'll get that over there. Afterwards. Christmas tradition for me: presents, turkey, ham, dinner, then sleep. Nothing special. Doesn't have to be Christmas. It can be New Year's. It can be Yule. It can be winter solstice, which is Monday.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey, Tim.
Timmy!
My ears. If you have, we're gonna do this again. If you have anything that you want to send us as far as fan art, visual or words, cosplay pictures, etc., please send them to us. Realities in Perspective. Hi.
Hello. And Master Angler.
Yes, Master Angler, I have not heard from in a long time. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell to get more people in here.
Ring the bell! We don't have Nancy's here today.
Yeah, Mary is not feeling good today, so she's not with us, unfortunately. We've got our hearts going out to her that we'll have her back next week. Let's see who all is in the His House chat. As we said, Master Angler, KTW Echo until they leave to go out to a Christmas party. Realities in Perspective. Yay! Evil.
Yay.
Evil
Outcast.
Oh no! Oh no! Get him away! He's so evil.
We said Timothy Duran.
We have Joker's Demise and
Oh, our resident clown.
Let's see. Astral Betty. Hello, my dear. We have, of course, the three of us and Dezombified. Philia Noctis.
Yes.
Daughter of
CCG
Darkness.
was into his house a little bit earlier.
Yeah, CCG was in here too. Philia's having internet issues, so she may be having that. Cage Misery was here earlier. I don't know if she still is. Hi, April, if you are. Boggs Official is working on the Mask of the Red Death for Gothic Rose's collaboration.
Ooh,
so if
nice.
You're looking forward to that collaboration, there's a hint on one of the stories at least. And Ben, she said one of her traditions is Star Wars marathon, right?
Yes.
every year we start from the very beginning and watch all the way through. That's going to be a big shoe to fill because, yeah, they keep adding to it, don't they? I just love Star Wars, though. You know, we're like classics. We like the classics. We can.
Yeah, and I heard a rumor. I haven't got it confirmed yet, although I got it from a reliable source, that they are decanonizing the last 3 movies and going to make them over. I have issue with that because certain people are no longer with us and no longer able to fill their roles. But
yeah, it's just not the same without them.
Have you seen Carrie Fisher's daughter? You want to talk about lookalikes?
Of course.
She's a direct clone, huh?
She might as well
no. You know, okay, I'm sorry. You gotta chime in here. Being grown up on the classics, I had problems when they did all the changes with the CGI and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, okay, so it's kind of cool, and they were into ad scenes and stuff like that, but Star Wars is just one of those types of shows to me that the puppets and stuff like that, the creativity that was forced into it on a low budget made it more believable and more tangible to me.
Yes. Yes.
Now, I saw Empire Strikes Back in the theaters.
We're not talking about those movies, though.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about
Don't touch them.
The newest 3 movies.
Right.
They're decanonizing
they're
them
going to take
and get rid of them and remake them. And it's talk of one of the guys that's involved with the Mandalorian being involved in the new one. Did it pass the Senate? Senate? I can't say it. Did it pass the Senate? Dezombified?
I wonder.
I'm.
And you know what? I have to agree with you there, Echo. Yes, I'm sorry, but Rey is a Mary Sue.
Yeah.
She is. I'm sorry, but she is. She's everything defined as a Mary Sue.
I'm looking. I knew the House had passed it. I didn't know if the Senate had passed it. The House approves. Senate approves cannabis research bill by decriminalizing marijuana. Great step, but largely symbiotic. Yeah, because the states still have to pass theirs.
Yes. We passed ours in our state. We were one of the first ones that did both recreational and medicinal at the same time. So July. They're saying July.
The House passes. Still looking for the Senate passing it. But yeah, that is a huge. It is a huge step for and this research bill I'm really interested in because I want to see the research. I want to see it happen.
In the house. In this house. Let's see his house.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm a big Star Wars fan too. Star Wars, Star Trek, and a couple other things. Very sci-fi history.
You know who I was most scared of? I mean, it was like a horror scene for me because I was so young.
What?
The first time I saw Yoda. I was like, why does he sound like freaking Grover from Sesame Street, but he looks like this? And I'm like, I'm having issues in my head. And I was under my seat. I'm just like,
my granddaughter's got this. My grandmother's got this, or my granddaughter's got this little thing where she's going, Baby Yoda, Baby Yoda, Baby Yoda, Roku. Yeah, you know, because she can say his name now. So yeah, it's funny.
But hey, did you know that these celebrations go way back?
You were saying that they go all the way back to ancient Egypt. That's kind of.
Oh yes, you want to go back in time with me? Come on, let's go.
I'm already there.
That's who you are. You're back.
So, where did they come from, these holidays we all celebrate? Contrary to popular belief, they did not begin with Christmas. Rather, they started over 4,000 years ago in ancient Egypt. The occasion? An extravagant party to celebrate the rebirth of Horus, the god who appeared in the sky as a fiery orb each day, the same orb we know today as the sun, because the Egyptians honored Horus' 12-month calendar. The festival lasted 12 days, with each day symbolizing 1 month. Buildings were decorated with greenery of all sorts to honor the sun. The most valued decorations, however, were palm branches with 12 wands. The reason for their value was simple, because palm branches put out 1 shoot each month. A 12-fronded branch formed a type of calendar. This made them a great representation of the entire birth, death, and rebirth cycle of the sun. Using them to honor the sun was believed to speed his growth and strength and encourage him to stay in the sky longer.
Wow.
So, kind of a burlesque show to, wave the palm a bit in the horse's direction. So, maybe he would like that.
That makes me think because, and yeah, I'm going back into the Christian thing a little for a minute. But if you remember when Jesus came in at the beginning of the week, he came in on palm branches.
Yeah. So there we go. That goes way back.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're being Trojaned? What? Oh. You scared me, Dezombified.
They tend to do that. Shame on them.
Yeah, they did that on purpose. They're trying to get me in a fight.
Okay, here's some more. It says, the Egyptians flourished, and the word of their sun welcoming ceremonies quickly swept through Mesopotamia, believing that the rituals were at the heart of their neighbors' prosperity. The Babylonians took up the cause and got in on the act, however they called it Zagmuk, and incorporated their own creator's sun god Marduk. Oh, yes. My little hellhound, I really agree.
Hellhound.
Yes. Yes, you know that. Yes. You want to know more? Alrighty.
I want to know more.
All right. It says the Babylonians believed that Marduk had. No, like it says this one. Go for it. No.
She's not reading.
All right. It says, believing that the rituals were at the heart of their neighbors' prosperity, the Babylonians took up the cause and got in the act. However, they called it Zagmuk, and incorporated their own creator's sun god Marduk. The Babylonians believed that Marduk created the world and made one of order, beauty, and peace. It had not been an easy task, however. First, he had to be fighting a grueling battle and defeating the monsters of chaos. Dun dun dun. Ooh, that had a nice little bit of spookiness there.
Yeah.
Oh, let's get further here. It says, each year, everything went along splendidly until the cooler weather brought winter. When the monsters regained their strength and once again challenged Marduk's reign, the battle was on and lasted for 12 days, but Marduk could no longer defeat the monsters by himself. He needed the help of the people. It was their job to cheer him on and help him win the war. Only then could order be restored and beauty and peace on earth be renewed.
You know, that kind of reminds me of Krampus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know it's not exactly the same, but it kind of reminds me of it.
Here's some more. It says, the Zagmuk festival began 5 days before winter solstice and lasted 6 days after, with the peak of the festival falling on the solstice itself. On the 7th day, the sun stayed in the sky longer, a sure sign that Marduk was well on his way to victory. This resulted in parades on land and river, good tidings, and the occasional exchange of gifts.
Okay, I just have to say, I don't mean to cut in, but we've been corrected. It's the Babylonians, okay? Not Babylonians, but Babylonians. The Babylonians. Our bad. Babylonians.
It's the Babylonians.
Yeah. Well, they taste good in sandwiches. Yum.
Well, hey, bacon. Not very far from bacon.
Yeah.
Bacon.
So the world was renewed for another year, and all was right with the Babylonian people. Or the ball for baloney.
I think it's interesting that you're talking about the Egyptians, and I know this sounds really, really bad, guys, because I really don't like the Romans for what they did. But they kind of sound like they did sort of what the Romans did, where they saw that something was working with their neighbors, the Babylonians. And so they adopted it and made it their own in a different but the same kind of way.
Don't worry, we're going on to them. I haven't overlooked those damn Romans.
Yes, we are crazy evil.
It says, now long after the Persians caught on and began to help Marduk too, called Circassia, their festival was a little different and involved a temporary state of chaos. Slaves and masters changed places with each other. A mock king was crowned, and law and order flew right out the window. Grudges and debts were forgotten, if only temporarily. A good time was had by all. And why not? It was the one time of that year that folks could do exactly as they pleased without the worry of consequence or retribution. As the sunlights grew stronger, so did the party. During the last few days, things gradually wound down. By the end of the festival, order was restored to the Greek world.
So what you're basically saying is that the Babylonians and the Persian meows, they didn't get along?
Not really. But it's just they just temporarily forget for a while and say,
The
"Oh,
fur was flying. The fur was flying, people."
Yes, my little hellhound can agree with me. She's such a sweetheart. Yeah.
She's a new baby.
Yes, she is. 5 months old, I might add, and still haven't breathed fire yet, but we're getting there. We're working on her.
So we got the Persians, the Sumerians or the Mesopotamians, the Egyptians, the Greeks. Yeah.
Here's some more.
And you've got the gift giving there too, with a really early form of Boxing Day.
Yeah. It's pretty much the precursor to it.
I thought Boxing Day you were supposed to kick the snot out of somebody. That's what I always did. I'm just saying. It didn't go over so well. I'm just saying.
Switches the toboggan to a crazy hat. You should show them your toboggan and let them see what's on the toboggan.
Oh, the Greeks had fun here. It says, eventually word of these sun-welcoming festivities spilled into the outside world, and other folks exchanging Marduk and the monsters for their gods took up the cause as well. In the Greek version of Circassia, Zeus defeated Kronos and the Titans, but that wasn't the main reason for their festivities. Apparently, the Titans, but that wasn't the main reason for the festivities. Apparently, the mischievous imps similar to those defeated by Marduk roamed the land, wreaking havoc during the 12 days of Circassia. They also had a reputation for stealing the spirits of unsuspecting children, especially those born during that period. Of course, the Greeks did their best to keep them at bay. New babies were wrapped with garlic bundles, and because the monsters supposedly could not tolerate fire and smoke, each family kept a log burning for the duration of the festival. They were filled with old clothes, shoes, and spoiled food, and anything else that might prove offensive to the intruders. Well,
garlic? Were
Yes.
they vampires? They were vampires? They're
Who knows?
vampires. You use garlic for vampires.
Well, the Greeks believed in vampirism.
yes, they did. They had their own form of vampire
Yes.
as well.
They believed in
Vampires are
vampirism.
everywhere, even in China.
They've found bodies in ancient
Africa.
Greece that were buried as vampires. So yeah, it's really cool.
Oh, we're going on to the Romans, like I said. Those damn Romans. Crazy, crazy damn Romans.
Yeah.
Here we go. It says, finally, the ancient Romans, a good many of them practitioners of a sun-worshipping religion called Mithraism, decided to participate. And that's when the winter festivities really started to take shape. They combined most of the traditions of their predecessors and added a few of their own. First on the agenda was the exchange of god figures, Jupiter for Zeus, Saturn for Kronos. This gave them the opportunity to honor Saturn, one of their most important gods, if only briefly. To that end, the festival was called Saturnalia. Why all the hullum about Saturn? Because the god was not only responsible for the pulse of nature and its germinating properties, no, but had gone to great lengths and to teach the people about agriculture, fairness, and peaceful living, commonly known as the Golden Age. His reign allowed fruitful living and the equality of all human beings. With that in mind, it's no wonder that the people jumped at the chance to give him his due. The festival began at the Roman temple of Saturn with a ceremony to remove the chains that bound the god's feet all year long, a sure sign that the Golden Age was alive and well. With that, the whole of Rome was on holiday. Quarrels and arguments were history. Schools were dismissed, and businesses and legal facilities were closed. Because everyone was of equal stature, children ruled families, masters served the slaves, and the Lord of Misrule, a mock king, was crowned.
I keep trying to explain to people that the Greek gods and the Roman gods did not exactly equal up to each other. And there's a lot of what you just read. That wasn't Kronos. That was Saturn.
Yeah.
Kronos was not the same person. So, yeah. It's a little bit different. And I wish I could have put my avatar that CCG gave me on here, but I can't do it. Hey, Horror Stories with the Baron has just joined us. And Banshee was
Good to see you. Good to see you, old friend. I missed you.
Yeah, the Baron. The Baron is super cool.
I always think of fingers.
Dude, that story always sticks in my head every single I hear Baron. I'm like, fingers. Fingers. Fingers.
Plenty of fingers. Fingers.
Here's some more of what the Romans have done. It says, during the week, the Romans decorated their homes and halls with laurel boughs. They lit candles and lamps to chase away evil spirits and built bonfires to hilltops to encourage the birth of the sun. The party continued with candlelit processions, singing, masquerade balls, and elaborate feasts. Gift-giving, an occasional practice initiated by Babylonians, baloney ones, entered the forefront and became a mandatory part of the holiday. The Romans knew how to throw a party, and it was the biggest bash of the year. As the sun gained power in the sky, Jupiter once again defeated Saturn. His feet were bound for another year, and the order of normal living returned to Rome. But didn't the Romans mind all their fun coming to an end? Not really. After all, Jupiter was the god of success and good health, and one can never have too much of either. So it went with the popularity of the winter festivals. They spread through Europe, cropping up here and there, taking hold, and gaining power. Eventually, there wasn't a culture, creed, or belief system that could not claim their own festival.
I like parties.
Yeah, satyrs are Greek, but Pan Greek was a satyr, and fauns for the Romans, and Dionysus for Greek. Although some of his followers were a little bit manic. Ba-bum-bum. For anybody that knows that story. But yeah, it's you see all this buildup and all these things, and you're talking about how they decorated and everything, and all I can hear in my head is deck the halls with boughs of holly. La, 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 la.
Yes. Yeah, so there's some ancient kernels of truth there in the background, and has been lost into our modern age.
Well, they haven't been lost.
Fascinating.
Or have we just lost where they came from?
Pretty much. But I'm going on to Yule here. This is getting interesting in the UK. At first it was actually from the Scandinavian countries and incorporated into the UK area. But
be safe, KTW.
And it says it's a variation.
Oh my god!
Oh, I just had a coronary.
Why? Thank you.
Yellow.
Thank you.
Thank you, oh generous clown.
Thank you, Mr. J. Much
And
Let me
appreciated.
think about it. He's our Lord of Misrule.
He is. Then
I think that's very appropriate. We can bring back that ancient tradition and give it to Joker. I think he's quite befitting.
And hello, Midnight Paranormal.
Hey, motherfucker.
Yeah, you can be wreaking havoc in Gotham. It's like, what? I'm being traditional. I'm Lord of Misrule here.
Oh my goodness! And if you have,
Seriously.
for those of you who are just joining us, if you have any family traditions that you do over the holidays, go ahead and put them in the chat. Now, Yule isn't one day.
No, it isn't.
I think a lot of people think that it is just one day. Yule is New Year's Day and that's it. It's not. There's Sabian. Hi, Sabian.
I'm going to incorporate a little bit of the Wiccan beliefs, the pagan beliefs, a little bit here, as far as I'm covering Yule and what it represents here. It says, a variation of the Scandinavian Jule, J-U-L, meaning
It's pronounced
wheel.
Yol. In Icelandic, it's pronounced Yol. It's a Y sound for the J.
Cool.
Yeah.
Meriol.
Meaning wheel. And it's observed on the first day of winter, the shortest day of the year. One of the most common themes during this celebration comes from the Celts. It is the battle between the aging Holly King representing the darkness of the old year, and the young Oak King, symbolizing the light of the new year. Sometimes the battle is reenacted during ritual. More often than that, though, the tale is simply told while lighting the Yule log in an effort to welcome the sun, to encourage its easy birth, and to persuade it to cast its warm healing rays upon our bodies, hearts, and spirits. Although solstice traditions vary around the world, all of them include light and fire. In Iran, for example, a solstice celebration called Yelda or Sada involves keeping vigils through the night as seaside fires burn to encourage the sun to defeat its alter ego, darkness. Some dramatic people still light a fire on this night to honor Bertha, sometimes called Hertha, a sun goddess who tends to home and hearth.
Boggs. Now, when
I just read that.
Log says Yule, burning of the Yule tree or log stems from the next morning regrets from drunkenly eating far too much hot sauce drenched in food. Or drenched food, sorry. 12 days, yes, 12 days. And Yule log or tree is actually really correct because it wasn't these little logs we think of now that we put in our little fireplaces that are maybe 6 inches long, maybe a foot long. No, this log
was huge.
The hearth they burned in it was huge. And it burned from winter solstice to the end of Yule. It was kept burning that whole time, which is amazing to me. That is cool, Sabian. That is cool.
That's awesome.
Sabian says his wife is Wiccan, so Pockets is Wiccan and recognizes the Yule log and stuff. They practice some of the aspects of Yule as well. That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't always understand where our traditions come from. So yeah.
Oh, I'm going to cover a little bit more. I'm going to tell you the origins of why we have mistletoe and holly, evergreens, and even Santa.
And mistletoe. I like mistletoe.
That man, that jolly fat man, has an agenda. Let's find out, shall we?
Ooh. Is it true that Santa and Krampus are brothers?
I don't think so.
No.
Actually, it's like you ask.
I would have to say they're most likely squishies. Who knows?
They're not even related. They are not even related.
When I did all that information, some of the cultures believe that they are brothers. Like in Yugoslavia, the Eastern Bloc countries.
We can go into the tradition on that. I covered a little bit that on last week, but well, no, I guess I didn't go that far. But
it's different.
Krampus. We're talking about Krampus, right?
Right.
I want to make sure I got the right guy. Okay. They say that Krampus is actually a brother of Loki.
Well, his mother was Hel.
Yes.
H-E-L, people.
Yes.
Yes, Sabian is reading Krampus Claus. Is it Krampus Claus 2 that's coming out? Or are you redoing Krampus Claus, the original? C-L-A-W-S.
And here's some more about good old Santa Claus. That actually a derivative of Odin, the Lord of the Winds, and also the King of the Elves.
Ooh, okay. So I see how they're getting connected, huh?
Yeah, and also he's a nocturnal god. And gliding through the stormiest clouds on his steed, materializing and vanishing at will, and then held the whole magic, even its forbidden secrets, in the palm of his hand.
Old Man Winter, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can shed some light on a little bit on that too, because if you go into like some of the Scandinavian countries and even in Europe and whatnot, they're a little bit higher on the scale when it comes to latitude. Latitude. So the nights and days are a heck of a lot longer. And like in Iceland, God, you're lucky if you get like a day's worth of, not even a day, I'm sorry, what did I say a day for? You'll have during the day, an hour worth of sunlight. It's dark the rest of the time. 7 months out of the year. But wait for Sunday, because then you got 24 hours of sunlight. So I can see where these, where these traditions would come up the way they do.
Yeah.
Because that's the planting season. You need sunlight for planting crops.
Right.
To be able to get through that right there, just think about, the hardships that they had to go through. 7 months of darkness, basically.
So if you think about it, Santa is really the modern version of Odin.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And also same
Gifting
thing
to
with
get
the
them
elves. That's not something that people made up to assist him, but no, that elves actually served Odin as well. He was known to be the elf king in that respect. So coincidence? I think not.
Hello, a loco nightmare. Hello, Bony Platter. Welcome.
Oh, can I do it? I gotta do it. Weapon! Okay.
Hello. All right.
Okay, we'll see you later, Joker.
Yes. Okay, and we're going to cover mistletoe, and it's quite adult here.
This one's interesting, actually.
Be warned.
Because we were talking about this before.
Be warned, if kitties are listening, go away. Send them to bed.
Yeah, this is not made for kids.
Yes, so I'm warning you.
Made for kids.
Back off. Cover the ears of the kiddos.
Light District with Dezombified.
Horror Honeyz style.
Here's some more. It says, although attributed to the Celts, the Druids, more specifically, historians agree that mistletoe was probably first used in the Greek winter ceremonies. When the holidays spread through Europe, though the Druids gave the parasitic plant sacredness a new meaning. For them, the buried plant symbolized the semen of the god and was used to bring about great fertility and abundance. Hung over the doorway, it's also protected from thunder, lightning, and malicious evil.
Malicious evil.
Master Anger.
My kind of.
I like that. Rudolph
I'm protecting you!
Master Anger says, Rudolph ate magic mushrooms. That's why his nose was red and they could fly.
Good theory.
Oh, I thought that was cocaine. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Just drips and.
Here's some more.
Yes,
some more about this naughty mistletoe here.
Is a parasitic plant. Yes.
Yeah. Here's some more about this naughty mistletoe here. It says, how do we come to kiss under the mistletoe? Norse legend has it that Frigg, the mother of Balder, again, Norse mythology here, go figure, loved her son so much she couldn't bear the thought of something happening to him. She made a pact with the 4 elements that nothing in their realms would do him harm. Loki, the god of mayhem, was up to his regular mischief, however. He fashioned an arrow from mistletoe and gave it to Balder's blind brother. At Loki's instruction, the arrow was shot, and Balder fell dead. The wash of Frigg's tears restored her son to life, and she was so happy that she declared the mistletoe a plant of luck, love, and promise. Since ancient times, people have been kissing under the mistletoe, some of them unwillingly, to receive Frigg's blessings. Yeah.
The story of
Norse gods are always dying.
Really...
It's amazing how many times I've heard them dying, but they always come back. So it's like
the Norse gods and the Egyptian gods were semi-mortal. I mean, they didn't really die forever, but they did die.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Frigg.
It was just a temporary setback. That's all it was, really.
Right.
Yeah, like
Frigg.
that's some anime show that we all know about. Hint, hint.
Yeah. But yeah,
okay.
it's interesting that goes back to Frigg and Balder. Balder's story is a really interesting story. If somebody wants to get into some Norse mythology, that would be one to start with in my book. Speaking of Norse mythology, and he's not here right now, but nature's temper could be Thor.
Who knows?
I'm thinking he is. I've seen him. I know what he looks like, and if anybody has seen his Instagram pictures, He's actually got pictures of him cosplaying Thor.
Oh, that's cool. Oh God, Thor.
You know,
I'm
we're
thinking
going
about
in
his
that
hammer
part.
right now. Making all hitting and stuff. Come here, big boy. Oh, I'm sorry. Behaving.
Thor was my
Sorry.
favorite god when I was a kid. He was the one that I wanted to know the most about. So yeah.
Anyone wonder about the tree? Why we have a tree in the house?
I want to know about the tree and the tinsel.
Okay. Says, even though the use of evergreens dates back to the Greeks and Romans, the use of the holiday tree is said to have originated in 8th century Germany. Legend has it that the Christian Saint Boniface was trying to convert a group of druids. Try as he might, though, he couldn't convince them that the oak tree was neither sacred nor invincible. In this desperation, he finally cut one down. When the tree fell, it crushed everything in its path but a single evergreen sapling. Boniface declared it to be a miracle, then proclaimed it that the fir tree belonged to the Christ child. After that, trees were brought into homes as holiday decorations. It wasn't until the 16th century, however, that the Germans thought to decorate the branches. Some historians say that the first ornaments, fruit, nuts, and cookies were used as offerings to thank the spirit of the tree.
I bet you that's where popcorn garland comes from.
Mm-hmm. But the tinsel actually has a little bit of spookiness to it. So if anybody who's arachnophobic, plug your ear. It's a warning.
Bitch, you.
So it's a tradition of placing tinsel and foil icicles on holiday trees came from a seasonal story of unknown origins. The gist of it was that the spiders were not allowed anywhere near the tree, not even close enough to take a peek. Upset at this practice, they whined to the Christ child. Once the baby allowed their amends, they climbed into the tree and covered it with webs. He was so delighted with their creativity that he turned the webs into strands of silver.
I have mixed feelings about that.
So quite
I'm just
spooky
saying.
in its own cute way.
That's kind of cool. I mean, I like spiders, so I don't have that problem with it. You're a cat girl now, Ban Ban. Your ears are on the top of your head. That's Baron correcting you. And PA Nightmares
Oh, that's right.
arrived. So happy birthday, PA Nightmares.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Destin. Happy birthday to you. Mwah.
There we go.
He did have a pretty good birthday. They had a premiere on As the Raven Dreams of one of his stories where he actually got to play Krampus. So if you didn't make the premiere, go check it out. It was really cool.
Hey, anybody ever wondered why we have holly in the house?
That's a good one. Why do we have... I remember my parents even had a fake fireplace they put up in the living room to put holly on.
Why holly? Why?
Had
Why?
holly bushes. That was mainly to keep like people from like trying to break into our windows, and they would like fall down on the holly. And trust me, you don't want to fall on holly. That shit hurts. It hurts.
So since holly sports vibrant green leaves and bright red berries during winter's deathly chill, it provides an excellent symbol of rebirth. The prickly shrub was a favorite amulet among early Europeans and often placed it in their homes to rid themselves of negative entities and nasty weather. The British have their own holiday tradition concerning the plant, though, since the thorny lead plants are considered male and the smooth are known as female. The variety first brought into the house during the holidays determines which gender shall head the household during the next year.
Ah,
That's interesting.
that's interesting. We have a holly in the house because I asked her to leave and she just wouldn't. Okay, Baron.
Cute. Oh, here's
Every
something
holly
about
I ever
white
had
pine.
has ended up being a trollop. Ooh.
Oh.
Ouch. Here's some more about the lights. So says, for centuries, homes and holiday trees were decorated with candles to frighten negative entities and urge the sun to shine. Although the candles were beautiful, the practice was dangerous. It meant that people had to keep a constant watch to make sure nothing caught on fire. In 1895, an American named Ralph E. Morris finally came up with a solution. He hung some strings of switchboard lights on his tree, and electric holiday lighting was born.
Oh, wow. Dirka.
Durka. Hello.
Now there is a tradition in Holland, I think it is, where the oldest girl of the family is dressed in a white dress, and she has this wreath and candles on her.
Oh, that's in Sweden.
It's Sweden.
Yeah, that's St. Lucia Day, and it's on December the 13th.
It's a holiday that comes in this tradition, and it's interesting to me because I can't remember where I saw it, but I was like, all those candles, if she tripped.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
I mean, you're thinking of having problems, right? But yeah, that was, and I always thought it was interesting that it was the oldest single daughter in the family.
Yes.
She couldn't be married. She had to be single.
Oh.
So if the oldest daughter in the family was married, it would be her little sister.
Yes.
And I just hit my hand. Ow.
Oh,
Don't do that.
That must be an omen. And speaking of omens, let's cover some omens that a lot of people overlook. So,
yeah, it is beautiful to see Philia. It was something that it fascinated me when I was seeing it. So what are we going at?
I'm going to tell you about omens, superstitions, and other magical goodies.
Oh boy.
Mhm.
Oh, I think you told us one of these that had to do with fertility.
Oh, yes, it does. It says, I can go on to that one.
You don't have to start with that one.
Why not? People want to know that one. It says, on Christmas Eve in England, it's a common practice for unmarried girls to knock on the hen house door. She'll be married within the next 12 months if the rooster answers her right by crowing.
Get your circle of death. Why do I have circle of death?
I don't know.
Circle of death.
Why do you have this?
That's not good.
I don't know.
Oh, no.
Actually, Dirk, if you go to their SoundCloud, I think the Z Horde anthem is on the SoundCloud. Yes, thank you.
They might play it. They might.
No, she said they would play it at the end of the show.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if any of those girls actually are married by the end of the year. Just saying.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
More
here's something
circle of
else.
death.
Here's some house cleaning tips here. It says, never throw away decorations made of evergreens. They must be burned to ensure good luck. With the exception of holly.
Okay, so that brings up bonfires, which is really big down here.
Mm-hmm.
I know there are luminaries in the Southwest and in Florida and in some parts of the Carolinas and Georgia and Alabama. But over here, the big thing is bonfires on the river. And the other thing that they do is they take the Christmas tree after Yule, after New Year's, and they will take all the decorations have to be off of it and everything, and then they put it in Lake Pontchartrain, which is a lake that's very deep here, that's fed, I believe, from the Gulf and the Mississippi River. But they've been doing this for longer than I've lived down here because the pollution in the lake got so bad, and the evergreens clean up the lake pollution, which is very cool.
That makes sense. Charcoal. What's charcoal?
And here's some more here about one of my favorites. This is when it gets into the more spooky stuff here. Like we all know about. Anybody know about the winter hag? She's very scary.
I know what
She likes to run around the neighborhood with a butcher's knife. Especially in Germany. It says in Germany, it's customary to eat lots of greasy pancakes on winter solstice, then leave a few on the table to beat the winter hag. What if you forget to leave them? Legend has
Greasy,
it that
huh?
oversight insults the hag and
Naked
makes her
pancakes.
very angry. So angry, in fact, that she'll hunt you down, slice open your belly, and take the cakes right out. Why all the grease? There's a reason for that, too. Apparently, it makes the belly so slick that the hag's knife slides right off. And no matter how hard she tries, she cannot harm you or take your pancakes away.
Don't take my pancakes away.
Would that be like leaving
like my pancakes.
cookies and milk out for Santa Claus?
I think it's a nice derivative of that.
It sounds very similar, doesn't it? 13 patented things that go bump in the night.
And here's the more. It says, if your friends are important to you, you must eat plum pudding during the holiday season. Otherwise, you'll lose a friend before the next Christmas.
Oh.
Pudding!
Yeah, that pudding.
Pudding!
And also, who doesn't like old shoes?
Uh-oh. This is
They're kind of tough to eat. They don't taste very good.
No, because the Greeks have a thing for old shoes. It says it's customary to burn old shoes. This will supposedly ward off misfortune in the next year. The shoe burning custom is most likely a throwback to the ancient Greek family bonfires used to frighten the trolls away.
Trolls.
Trolls in the dungeon.
The trolls that are under the bridge.
So, yeah, if you got any old shoes, get rid of them. Burn them. They don't like it.
Go into your wife's closet and take all the shoes she has and put them in the fire. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's bad. I'm just saying. Don't do it.
Remember, you have to have new clothes before the 24th.
Yes, because Christmas can't find you.
Yeah, and they'll be trying to eat you.
Oh, here's some for people of the rural folks here. It says, in some parts of Britain, it is believed that if ivy leaves are fed to each cow after milking, but before noon on Christmas morning, the devil is forced to stay away from the herd and its keepers for the next 12 months.
Ooh.
Oh, mares eat oats and oats eat oats and the lambs eat ivy. Is that where that comes from? A kid'll eat ivy too, wouldn't you? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. It has nothing to do with it. Just never mind that.
And also, you're not supposed to be awake on Christmas Eve because if you hear animals talking, it's bad luck.
Is that why we have to go to sleep so early?
Yes! You don't want to hear what the animals have to say about you.
No, I don't.
No. No, they'll blab. They'll blab. Oh no. Well, here's some for cattle ranchers. If the first person to cross the threshold on Christmas Eve is female, only heifers will be born on the ranch during the next year. However, the first footer is a man. Many male calves will be born.
So, couldn't somebody kind of set that up for what they wanted?
I think so. It could be possible.
I'm just asking. I don't know. You're the one with the expert on this.
I think we can.
We're
do
having
that.
Rocky Mountain oysters tonight because we had too many boys born. Sorry.
Baron, I love that. Judgmental freaking animals.
Oh, yes, they are. So, whatever you do, don't be awake on Christmas Eve. If you have an animal, especially that pet kitty, your little fur baby, they're going to brag on you. They're going to blab. You don't want to hear what they have to say.
Well, I have one less animal now, so.
No, sorry.
So, why do cats go into Christmas trees when you put your Christmas tree up and you got the ornaments? It looks really nice, and then your cat goes into it and knocks the whole freaking 7-foot freaking tree down. What are you trying to say?
And they have glass ornaments that they crush.
Yes.
Is it a beef ranch or a dairy ranch?
I have to say either.
Yeah, I guess it depends.
It's neither.
On
It actually.
I just had a bad thought come in my head. I'm not going to say that, though.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's my fault.
Oh, God.
I spawned that. Speaking, and that just did not do it. But it brought Swamp Dweller to my head. Speaking of Swamp Dweller, you guys go check him out on his YouTube and everything. You can't check him out on Twitter anymore, but check him out on YouTube and keep an eye on him there. Twitter has decided to permanently ban him for some reason. They won't even tell him why.
Yeah. What is up with that?
I don't know.
Okay, that's
a grinky move right there.
He sent them 6. He's got a video about it. He has sent them 6 different emails asking what he did and why he has been permanently banned, and they have not answered one.
Master Angler prefers the bunny ranch. Oh, okay.
We know you're hanging out.
Oh, yeah.
It's an indoor-outdoor jungle tree. Yeah, that's what the cats think it is.
pretty much.
But yes, show Swampy some love, especially right now, because he works really hard to make us have a great horror community.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's something about weather. This is interesting. It says, if snow doesn't fall on Christmas, the following Easter will be cold.
You know, I think that there was no snow on the Christmas before we had snow on Easter when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Bog says Twitter has been doing that to a vast number of people. It's not fair and it's not right, and we need to support these people as we find out about them.
Are you sure it's Twitter, or maybe somebody got a hold of something that they shouldn't be a hold of something?
I don't
that would
know.
Be bad. Oh, Lord. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Thanks, Boggs. I didn't know that they were doing that to other people. I've just heard about. Oh my gosh, it's the baby doe.
Baby doe.
Hi, Aaron. Welcome home.
Oh, anybody ever wonder about Rudolph?
Yes.
How
because
Rudolph came to be here?
We had that comment earlier.
Blinker. That obnoxious little blinker. I'll tell you all about that little obnoxious blinker. It says, the story of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was written specifically as a sales gimmick for the Montgomery Ward Company in 1939 by one of their employees, Robert L. May. The book was given freely to every customer who shopped there during the holiday season. So, yeah, he was just nothing but a gimmick.
I bet you they wanted to sell more tissues.
Well, it's pretty much
why. I don't know.
Eating mushrooms and flying around on mushrooms. I mean, what?
Rudolph Soft is a rocker. I'm just saying.
Well,
you didn't hear it from me.
We talked about the Santa Claus and the Coke thing, and the night before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And the night before Christmas was a advertising gimmick as well.
It was. And, because Saint Nick didn't, originally look like that. Like he had to get a new makeover just to, suit Coca-Cola's needs.
Yeah. Somber Reads. Hi.
Somber.
Hello. How are you doing, Somber?
Oh, here's something else that's interesting. It says, gingerbread houses became popular holiday gifts during the 19th century after the Brothers Grimm released the story of Hansel and Gretel.
I want to know where
gingerbread
comes from.
Actually, gingerbread is just exactly what it sounds like. the original
it is.
gingerbread is like gingerbread, like bread.
Yeah.
Bread.
Mhm.
Gingerbread. Oh, so
I, mean,
good.
I love
it.
gingerbread. I love ginger snaps. I really, but one year I got these little Christmas ornaments that were made out of ginger and cinnamon, and that's all they were made out of. They weren't really edible unless you scraped them off and use them with spice like that. But yeah, it was kind of neat.
Oh, it's
Somber
in,
says he's getting better. So Somber's been sick. I'm sorry to hear that, Somber.
oh, I'm sorry, but hey, I'll tell you the origin of gingerbread,
Okay.
a notorious treat. It says the Crusaders were originally responsible for this holiday treat, for they introduced ginger to the 11th century Europe on their return from the Middle East. The cookie-like substance didn't become popular during the winter, though, until French and German bakers united and formed gingerbread guilds during the 15th century. In those days, there were strict laws regarding specialty breads, and since gingerbread was categorized as such, its production was only allowed during Easter and Christmas, because bakers always had stalls in European Christmas markets, and no Easter marketplace existed. Spicy flavor, heavenly scent soon became associated with the winter holidays. A lot older than we think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Spicy.
That brought something else to my mind that I wanted to ask you about.
Oh,
Now I can't remember.
which one?
Figgy pudding.
Fruitcake.
Fruitcake?
I love fruitcake.
Nothing on fruitcake. No, nothing on that one.
If fruitcake is made right, it is great. I love fruitcake.
Although I can tell you about Christmas cards. It's a lot
Okay.
older than we think, too. It says this tradition was initiated in England in 1843 by a man named Sir Henry Cole. That year, artist J.C. Horsley designed one card and printed 1,000 copies. In 1875, the tradition arose in America when Louis Prang printed some cards in Roxbury, Massachusetts. Wanting to make them more popular, Prang then held card design contests. The winners walked away with cash, and the tradition of American Christmas card mailings was born. So, yeah, it's over a century old, nearly 2 centuries, actually.
Wow.
Far more traditional than we realize.
Yeah.
Indeed.
That's amazing. You and my dear friend Somber Ring, thanks for being here from Dezombified. And I've got Philia saying that gingerbread came first and then the cookies. I can understand that.
It makes
I can
sense.
see where that works. Yeah.
It makes a lot more sense that way.
Not Courier and Ives. Yankee Outdoor Adventures. Hello, my friend. How are you doing? If you want to see somebody who has some really cool outdoor living information and things to help you if you're prepping for the zombie apocalypse, check out Yankee. He's amazing.
Oh, here's something else that's more interesting. Says snowflakes are far more special than we know, and goes back to ancient Greek times as well.
Really?
Because winter brings snow in many areas, it only stands to reason that the snowflake would become a common holiday symbol, right? Well, maybe. There's more to it than that, according to legend. The snowflake was formed from the tears that Demeter cried after Persephone's descent into the underworld. The microscopic flakes have 6 sides, and since 6 is the numerological digit associated with affection, the snowflake was used by pagans as a winter symbol of love.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
That is really neat.
Especially since that ties in with one of my favorite stories. What
like his
of
name on
the
my
proud
tongue.
gingerbread men who sold their wares to hungry Yule revelers? You can't catch me. You can't catch me. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. Yes, Yankee, that is wonderful. Yankee has had his chat blocked for more than 2 years, I think it is. And he's finally able to talk on YouTube streams now. So that's
Yay.
wonderful.
Glad it's fixed.
But he's
Anybody
really
wonder about the stockings?
yes. But weren't they shoes originally?
That's what I was kind of thinking.
That's that part. Says, although we often think of stockings as a normal part of the winter holiday decorations, they didn't start out that way. Legend had it that 3 young ladies of meager means were terribly distraught over the probability of their impending spinsterhoods. The problem? They had no dowries, and in those days no dowry meant no marriage. Somehow, word of their angst reached St. Nick. For 2 nights, he tossed bags of gold through the window. On the 3rd night, however, all the windows and doors were locked. Not to be deterred, he climbed down the chimney and filled the stockings that they left by the hearth to dry. The legend seems to be the first account of St. Nick being the Santa-like figure we know him as today.
Wow.
Oh.
That's cool.
Yeah,
So,
everything
you
has
might
a
get
meaning.
Soggy stuff if they were like put up too late, because if the fire goes out and they're still wet, you get soggy.
Almost 3 years.
Soggy stuff.
Yes.
And also the wreath. I know about the wreath too. Why we have wreaths on the door. Or
wasn't that another way to get rid of because holly what you were telling me about holly reminds me of saging a house.
It says, long before Christianity, the circle shape was the primary pagan symbol of life everlasting. Never-ending cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. It was often used to represent the sun as well. It's a little wonder then that the Greeks utilized this shape, covered it with greenery, and incorporated it into the decor for the festival. When the Romans first performed the Saturnalia celebration, they took up the custom too, but also gave wreaths as gifts to symbolize the infinity of goodwill, friendship, and joyfulness.
Did you do the Christmas pickle ornament? Philia's asking.
I did not mention Christmas pickles. Sorry, I guess that's something new.
Amateur
like
Animator
pickles.
has joined us too, and Philia, Cece, and Josie have been working with him on some videos. They are really cool. You can go check them out. The newest one just came out. I think it was last night. Yes. Sage is one of the 3 sacred herbs for American Indians or Native Americans. That's another thing. Yankee knows a lot of Native American stuff. So if you want to learn some of that, he's the guy to ask. Wow. We're going to be ending soon, and Dame, you could probably keep pulling stuff out for the next 3 years.
I tend to do that, don't I?
She when she goes looking for stuff, I tell you, she gets it.
I hunt.
Bathsheba,
Yeah.
you still doing TikToks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll probably pull a few out of my ass after the show.
So go see Bathsheba in her doe outfit.
Yes.
Whatever it is, I don't know. Whatever.
I did. My granddaughter was going through yours and Jensen's TikToks like crazy this weekend. Or this week when she was over here after we did schoolwork. Dame Saturday, are you still fighting the YouTube and the YouTube and Odyssey?
Yeah, I am. I'm planning on going on to BitChute and other places. I'll let you know what happens, but I'm tenacious that way.
Okay, Yankee has a live show tomorrow at 3:00 about the winter solstice in America. Mary is ill, and that's why she's not with us today. She will be with us again, hopefully next week. This was a bad week for me. That's why you only got one video, because I did get Skream with Me video. Is having a 300 sub collab, and I did get something in for that, and I'm hoping to have my Christmas story out on Christmas Day and another one out earlier in the week. So I don't know if I'll premiere them both, but probably not premiere the Christmas story, basically because it is Christmas. And at 5 p.m. Eastern today, we have the Writer's Block Party at 3 o'clock tomorrow. We have Tomb Talk. If you go to the Dezombified.com, you can check out their Linktree. You can check out their shows coming up. You can check out the newsletter from October and all that good stuff.
Yay!
Yay! Yay! Yay! Yay!
Yay!
If you're a cosplayer, if you're an artist,
I run 5. Oh God. Sorry.
if you're an artist, or you're a writer, here, send us your work. We're going to show it. We've been doing a little bit different here in December because we're going over holiday stuff and the celebrations that go on during this time of the year. But we'll get back to doing our cosplay and our fan art shows. We thank Dezombified for having us here and giving us a platform. We thank all of our new listeners and all of the Z Horde, because new listeners
And all of our
now the Z
lurkers.
Horde.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
No, they're still fine. That's okay.
You're all part of the Z Horde now. Please remember to like, share, subscribe if you really like it, and ring that bell. Ding, 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 ding.
And stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned because it's coming up soon, this the Writers Block Party. And I'm not going to say who their guest is, but she's really, really talented. And I've done, I've done some of her stuff, and it's really awesome.
Ooh.
So,
Oh, should I sing We Three Spleens?
yes, do
It's
that
a
one.
parody of We Three Kings. We
that-
three spleens, you know where we are. 2 in the kitchen and 1 in the car. We're still eating, people are fleeing. Let's eat the one in the car. Oh, spleens of wonder, they taste right. We could eat spleens all day and night. We're still eating, people screaming. Let's eat till the first light.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
I like it.
Hold on for the Z Horde anthem. It's coming up next. Thank you,
How appropriate,
everybody, for being here.
And happy holidays to everybody.
Yes, happy
Love you.
holidays, everyone.
Thank you
Love
so much
you
for
all.
stopping by.
Bittersweet dreams.
Bittersweet
Bittersweet
dreams.
dreams.
This one goes out to all you Dezomba friends, the Z Horde. We want you to know just how much we love you.
Shout out to Ophelia Noctis, creepy clown girl, dark carnival got this. A look on nightmare, it's so amazing. Puerto Rican Jose's entertaining. Dark waters, dog man is twisted. Asia 1994, really gifted. Dustin Flemings, stronger than the rock. Hellfire's out here making everything hot. Yeah, Braden 23 of fire's a G. We're kryptonites down, kid, he's family. Now there are times when we all need gore. Danny Martians in the house, never know what's in store. Mandy Mortem is legit and a queen. Gothic Rose enchanting, she's on the scene. 13 past midnight, things that go bump in the night. Gory B, horror addicts are out of sight. Big ups to the late horror show. Emily's Adventures in Horrorland, here we go. And you know we gotta keep them dice rolling, them the Who Entertainment, she's been chosen. Give it up for the evil outcast. Swedish mom is dope, yo, you know she got class. So if you get bad vibes from storytelling, then these monsters in my mind will leave you yelling. You see, we all about hearing stranger stories on the creeps. So sweet, she really got love for me. Penny tails up, narrating for the win. Queenie Tade amazing, but real dark and grim. The Mentor Centaurs, Flickathon, Swamp Dwellers, Scolded 22, they be our fellas. Anime Tome, Time We Lives, our fantastic panic deep. Paranormal history, great graphics. What's up, Bullet Speedia? I meant CP. I'm gonna guess so bent with Nefarious TV.
Slumberies are the morbid, Cap 7 truly salmon, and we